Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning, Fabian. Good morning.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
Can you tell us a little bit about your coffee there? Because
What
it
is
looks
that,
delicious.
baby?
Oh, this is a little macchiato, right? It's just nice and hot and very strong. I need it this morning.
Do you deliver?
How far it is.
That was not a no, Meg. That was not a no.
That's a win for me.
That's
Amazing.
That's
Well,
good.
Mary Cheatham, before or as folks are hopping on, I feel as though it is a great time to introduce our guest. I feel like we're on the Food Network today, and I'm really excited about it.
I really feel like we're on the Food Network also. And so, guys, our guest today is Fabian Botta. Fabian and his wife, Silvana, own the Ruddy Duck in downtown Moorhead. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you must be living under a rock. And so come on out and go down there. I mean, Chip and I just ate there this weekend. I'm talking about everything there is delicious. Fabian and Silvana are both from Argentina. And so what I love is that you've got kind of this Argentinian flair and this, I don't know, all I know to say is that I've gotten to spend some time with Fabian and with Silvana, and it's their love for food, I think, that really shines through. And as somebody who loves to eat, we're kind of a match made in heaven. And so, I think that's one of the things that you guys are going to find today. We asked Fabian if he would share with us kind of some of his favorite holiday recipes. And so he's got 2 recipes he's going to share with us today. But I think just Fabian got, I would say like a passion. He has a passion for food. And he's been Fabian was at our house and I was, putting some things together and putting some things in the oven. And he would say, okay, now, you have to ask. He's not going to jump in, but when you ask, he would say, you could actually pop this in the microwave first, because then when you put it in, it's going to let you do it at a higher heat and get that crispy top. Just stuff where I was like, well, food in my house has never tasted so good as when Fabian, I'll tell you that. So we're thrilled to have you today, Fabian. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we can't wait to hear about a couple of your favorite holiday recipes.
Okay, sounds good. I'm happy to be here this morning, and it's nice to see you. All right, so I'm gonna do a little side dish for the holidays. It can be for Thanksgiving, or it also can be for Christmas. So it's a cranberry, like a cranberry sauce, but we're gonna make a chutney this morning. The chutney, of course, is the actual recipe originates from India, which is minced fruit, and it's the English brought it throughout the Caribbean. So chutney is very worldwide used right now. So I think it'll be a great little twist to a cranberry sauce to add a few little things to it that will make it a little more interesting, especially doing turkey dinner, when you want something sweet and savory at the same time.
Yeah, that sounds so good. I always think, chutney sounds so much more appealing to me than cranberry sauce. Does it to you?
Agree. Yeah, agree.
Yeah. Okay, yay, I'm so excited.
So what we gotta do is basically fresh cranberries, and I take in dry fruit, everything we bought is at the store here, so you don't have to have some
Special sort
purveyor to get this. So dry fruit, since it is used a lot in the tropicals, the chutney, so why not incorporate tropical fruit to cranberries, right? So we used a little dry mangoes and pineapples, and used a little bit of dried plums and things like that that will add a wonderful flavor to it. So we put that mixture into a bowl. Then I added some apple cider vinegar to add a little tartness to balance out the bitterness of the cranberries. Okay.
I love knowing why, Fabian. That makes me so happy to know why. Okay.
Ginger. They call ginger powder. You see a lot of that, but why not use the candied, the caramelized or the candied ginger in there? So I did candied ginger and also candy orange peels and a little bit of lemon peels as well. So that goes.
Yum.
And then I take in, you can use cloves, just a few, I'd say about four or five little cloves. You don't want, cloves is very, it can be really tricky because if you add too much of it, it'll take away from the food. Remember, this is to accompany, your turkey or your ham, and normally you do season everything pretty well. So this will be a complement, a little sweetness, a little tartness to go along with the other flavors. So I did a cup of sugar with some cloves and added to that as well. And we're gonna add a pinch of salt. And then took a cup of water and some Granny Smith apples.
Oh, yum.
So we added to that. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna mix it together and put it in a saucepan. Right?
Oh my gosh, I'm sufficiently hungry now.
Me
right
too.
into the fire, right?
Okay.
And start cooking.
What level heat are you gonna put it on?
Well, we're gonna start it out how to get it to start boiling, and then we turn it low, really low, so that it cooks for about 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay.
And you notice that I left a little bit of cranberries and a little pecans, toasted pecans and cranberries. These will be added at the last moment. So we're gonna cook it for 20 minutes, and then right before the 20 minutes, we add these whole cranberries and cook that for another 5 or 6 minutes. So some of these will stay whole, just as it'll look better and give you a little crunchiness at the finish.
Yum.
Yeah. I mean, brilliant showmanship is what that is right there.
100%. Fabian, oh, good. He's there.
There you are. We lost you for a minute, but we knew you were coming back.
Any questions about what we've done so far?
I really
don't. The biggest question I have is, seriously, Fabian, when you're done, when that dish is done, can you take a picture of it and send it to us? Because I'd love to be able to post that for people to see. And if somebody wants to recreate it, Fabian, how could they do that? They could. I mean, I guess we could go back and kind of just
call me in the morning.
Recap.
Morning after 8 o'clock. We set up a Zoom and then we recreate.
I love it.
All days.
So is this round 2 we're getting ready for?
So this we're gonna do now, we're gonna do an apple fennel salad with pomegranate. And then we're gonna add a little pine nuts to this.
Oh my God.
Thinly sliced red onions, which are soaked in a little bit of water, and we're gonna do a little balsamic vinaigrette for it. Okay.
Fabian, why are your onions soaked in water?
Okay, I like to soak them in water for salads, just to take the strong, take some of the oil out of it, so make it a little bit softer tasting.
Did you know that, Meg? I did not know that.
Soak in water for a few hours. You want your onions to be a little more translucent, a little softer tasting. Not as, it gets rid of some of the oils that make that onion really real powerful. So you want to soak it just to give it a nice, more of a feminine flavor to it.
Great hack.
That's so good. That was worth the price of admission right there, Fabian.
There we go. So what I did here, the same way, I took in very thin sliced onions and fennel, the same way as you can see. And I just soaked it in a little bit of lemon juice water and just a hint of salt, just so that they won't turn color on you.
So Fabian, how much fennel? Are you saying that there's white onion in that bowl as well?
No, just red onions right here.
Okay, but what about the fennel bowl? What's in there? Just fennel?
Just fennel and apples. We use
Apples.
it's an apple. We use the Honey Crisp apples, and I slice them really thin.
God, that's an apple in your hand, so that's how thin you sliced it.
Yeah,
Did you use a mandolin?
Sorry?
Should we use a mandolin, or did you slice it with a knife? You probably have the knife skills, but.
Yes.
Okay. So Fabian, I'm sorry, I have one more question. I know. So like, how many apples and how much fennel is in that bowl?
Okay, we use 2 apples and 2 small apples really, and one. I like to do it half and half. So 1 fennel bulb.
Okay.
And 1 large apple will do it.
Okay.
Just as long as about the same amount of each one.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'll be quiet. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. So right here, we've got the, what I did, I got some pomegranate balsamic, right? So we soak the pomegranate seeds in that, as you can see. And so that will be the basis for your vinaigrette. You already have done with that, with the pomegranate, and the pomegranate balsamic's already tart enough. So we're gonna use this to incorporate a little bit of olive oil with it.
Fabian, did you find that pomegranate balsamic locally?
Yes, Harris Teeter had.
Nice. And if I don't have pomegranate balsamic, or I for some reason can't find it locally, what'd you say?
So you can buy your balsamic reduction. It has a little sweetness to it.
Great.
You know, and basically this is what you end up with. What I also like to do, add a little lemon juice to it, just to give it a little more tartness to it, a little more zest, and it really helps out with the flavors that you want to incorporate.
We love
I
zest.
want to eat this so much, even at 8 o'clock in the morning. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, wonderful.
Now, with this here, I also picked up some really pretty baby arugula. So what we want to do is just do a little bit of arugula on your plate. You can use watercress if you can find it. I prefer watercress with a salad. And then arrange your fennel and let it fall naturally right through the middle. You don't want to arrange that in any particular way. Just let it fall naturally.
You've got the magic touch.
I mean, this is like watching an artist work, is it not? This is so amazing. Okay.
Then your little onions that you have sliced really thinly, create that look to it.
You've got some strategy. This is so cool to watch. Okay.
And now we're gonna take this little vinaigrette and kind of drizzle over the top, just like that. You know. And if that's not festive, I don't know what would be.
I mean, and Fabian, how great to have something that's lighter like that on your Thanksgiving table, you know, mixed in with all that.
I want to make it, and then of course the toasted pine nuts, right, over the top. That gives it just a little bit more of the Italian flair they might need. And if you really want to make this a meal, you can add some gorgonzola dolce on it and just sprinkle it over the top. And that makes a great salad.
Fabian, what's gorgonzola dolce versus regular gorgonzola?
Yeah, well, it's a little more aged gorgonzola, and you find it in more of the Italian markets and imported. And it has a real nice, sweet flavor to it, which is called dolce. Yeah.
Things I never knew.
Fabian, that looks like the most amazing salad. I mean, I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel actually pretty pumped and inspired.
That you can add some watercress. You can add a little more greens if you like. But I think it looks very festive enough as it is.
It's beautiful.
And so, Fabian, if honestly, my concern is that I don't have the knife skills. I know I could use a mandolin. Y'all, I cut my hand on a mandolin one time, and now I'm afraid of them. I know. And so, I guess if there were, I realize that this is the ideal way to do it. But I mean, is there a way? I feel like that the fennel and the apple are really going to be delicious if they're cut that thin. But I mean,
well, you have a Cuisinart, you have a little food processor.
Yes.
Okay, with a slicing wheel on it.
Yeah, I guess I do. I guess I've never put that on there. That's kind of silly.
You should have a little, a little cavity where you put your. They set up for you to have a little slicing wheel on it, and so you can use that. Some of those are really thin. You can get as thin as you can with that right there, and that should work for you. May not be as thin as this, but it'll work just as well. Soak the onion so you don't have something really strong going with it, and that will And I want to show you what this is starting to. So
He's
I said
closing the loop.
I
this
love
is
it when
starting to boil or cook. It'll take about 20 minutes. And then once that happens, then you add the other cranberries in there and you add the pecans into it. And I have a finished product for you.
does he really have a finished product?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I am beside myself.
I had it right here. Okay, so this is basically what the chocolate.
Oh yeah.
What a pretty color too. I feel like a lot of
No
cranberry
kidding.
sauces are more like red. I like the kind of plummy color of it.
That I'm pretending that you're actually handing that to me. That
Me
looks so good, Fabian. That looks
Yum.
amazing.
That's it. So that you can see the fruit in there. So that will add a little different texture to it. And you can even garnish a little bit of that. You can garnish with some mint.
Ooh.
You can also make this spicy if you like. You can add some chili to it, some hot chili to it, or I don't know. You can add some ghost peppers to it if you like. That will ruin the meal.
Yeah, I can't have that. No,
Mm-mm.
but that sounds so good.
Keep it very simple and with all the complex flavors that the ginger comes through really nicely.
Yum.
Okay, I'm totally making both of these.
100%.
Fabian, thank you. And guys, if you don't know this, I mean, Fabian has, I'm sure it's clear to you now, but Fabian has this background and this wealth of knowledge in fine dining. I mean, Fabian, you've owned, how many restaurants have you owned?
Oh, well,
You lost count?
well, I own a total of 7 restaurants.
Wow.
So, I
Really?
mean, amazing.
High-end restaurants I had for several years. But.
Right. And so number one, I want you to know how grateful we are that now you have a restaurant right here in Carteret County and in downtown Moorhead. And so what, I know, Meg, I know we need to ask Fabian our final question, but I just think while we have you, Fabian, I mean, what is it, what does it mean to you to have Ruddy Duck right there on the Moorhead waterfront and to be raising your awesome kids here? You have the best kids, to be raising them here in Carteret County.
Well, it's been a great 14 years so far. I had a great partner when we opened up. Bill and Sue Kingery were our partners. And they retire, and everything continued since we opened the restaurant in 2000 and early 2008. We had nothing but great response, and people really welcome us here. And it's a great area to be in. And I'm going to be quite honest with you. It's been quite a rough year for all of us in the industry. And I'm grateful that we made it through, that our family is in good shape, that everybody's healthy, and that the restaurant's healthy as well. And I'm very thankful for that. I'm thankful to Carteret County and also for Moorhead. Everybody's been so nice and so welcoming to us.
That's so great. And Fabian, listen, that might be what's saving your life. I mean, is there anything else that you want to add? We ask everybody. I mean, you summed up those are some beautiful words. Is there anything else that you want to add as far as what's saving your life right now?
Well, well, my family, my wife and my kids save my life, on a daily basis. I enjoy taking them to school. I enjoy all the moments. I'm able to the pandemic didn't allow us to open every day the restaurant like we used to due to lack of help. And so that really helped, allowed me to be at home more. And so it's really been a blessing in disguise.
Silver lining. Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
great. And I'll tell you, Silvana, look, if I was married to Silvana would save my life every day too. That is one smart cookie. I mean, she gets some stuff done, buddy. I'll tell you that. She could whip me into shape in no time, I feel certain.
So I did marry up. That's for sure.
I just think you're a smart man to realize that, Fabian. That's yeah.
Not me.
Well, Fabian, thank you. This has been so informative and fun. So thank you very much and happy Thanksgiving. You enjoy your Friday and your delicious coffee drink.
Thanks, Fabian.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks, Fabian.
Yeah, I'm running to the grocery store to get all those ingredients.
I know. Man, that was really good. I'm sorry, I feel like I talked a lot.
I loved it. You guys are good friends. I wanted to be a fly on the wall and watch. I was kind of mesmerized with, his like plating and
Yeah.
even how he poured things in. I'm like, I wish I looked that graceful.
You know what it reminded me of? Seriously, this is going to be bizarre, but it reminded me of like a labor and delivery nurse, like in the hospital. Like, I mean, I know like from being there and having my kids, like things that I would like stir it 100 times and then pour it, or I'd like get all the moisture out and then, like the things, but they know what they're doing. Like just, and just like second nature movements where you just, handle it and it's
Right.
like snappy and it comes together so beautifully. I don't know.
Agree. It's the thinking, it's the multitasking brain that I don't have very often that I'm jealous of with people like Fabian.
Yeah, I think so. And I think I think that cooking and the preparation of food, I think that that's something that we think that it needs to be so precious and you need to handle it so carefully, but seeing him that's experience right there. That's experience.
Sure. Takes practice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you know in your life?
We do that every week. I see you breathe.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
A major inhale. Yeah.
Well, the thing that's saving my life is happening tomorrow. I'm going wedding dress shopping.
Ooh.
I'm going with my mom and my future mother-in-law, and we're going to Wilmington. We have an appointment, and I'm just excited. Have an open mind. Have no idea what I want.
That's so smart, I think, to go into it with an open mind without knowing exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and everything's going to look fantastic on you. So, I mean, golly,
That is so kind.
Is Mary going to take a lot of pictures?
I hope so. Yes. She will. So they still have a lot of COVID things in place. So I can only bring a certain amount of people. They have to stay seated, which is going to be hysterical to ask my mother to stay seated and not go look around. She's very like hands-on and I love it. I'm the same way. But yeah, so she'll take lots of photos, lots of videos. I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't on Facebook tomorrow night.
So good. So good. I can't wait to see them.
Me too.
That's really exciting, Meg. That's
what's
awesome.
saving your life?
I think what's saving my life is being back home. It's so fun to go and travel. I was out of town last week, and then it's so much fun to come back. Particularly, y'all, it's so much fun to come back to Carteret County in the fall. There's just nothing.
Oh yeah.
So
100%.
Thrilled to be back. Thrilled to be back at home and back with you guys and back with Sally and Walter. And so anyway, it just feels good. Yeah. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving next week.
Me too. I can't believe it's next week. What on earth?
I know.
All right. Well, I hear my dog barking in the backyard, so I'm going to go find out what he's barking at. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning and weekend.
Happy Friday.
Bye, MC.
Bye.